Welcome to the One Actual DCS community. Tonight I've got a new candidate with me. We're going to be doing an administrative FAM flight. So basically the purpose of this is to make sure that I can have someone fly comfortably wing on my outside in an administrative role around the boat. If they can fly it well enough, that means I can put other jets outside their wing. We're also going to go up into the space with a aero refueler. We're going to get into some aero refueling. On the way, we'll do some practice with some roll turns to simulate some of the things we do from the low holding in the case 1 pattern all the way through commence to initial and the brake. Let me show you something here. Tonight, we actually are going to be taking off from the boat. We're going to head over to the tanker that's down here to the south east. And let me zoom in and show you something else we got going on here tonight. So you can see here, we've got several guys flying. We've got one of our real-world JTACs doing some training. We got them working this RAWs. We got other jets that are inbound and outbound. We got some videos on that, some live streams we've done, including a Troops in Contact. If you want to check that in the live section of the channel. With that, if you've got questions or comments, please put them up in the chat. I will try to answer as I can, but my main focus is to help train this new candidate. So I hope you enjoy, and we'll be right here. Radio check.
Good check.
All right, 1 is going to taxi to Cat 1, and if you can go ahead and go first and taxi to Cat 3.
Taxiing Cat 3, 2.
All right, have you ever done a coordinated takeoff from the carrier before? Okay, you're talking to me on Discord and not SRS. Is SRS still working?
Yep, on 2.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and get your stuff sorted and let me know when you're ready.
I may have to try Cat 4.
That's fine.
Okay, ready on Cat 4.
All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to say run them up. That means go full burner. I'm going to count down on a mark call to salute on my mark. Going to be 2, 1, mark. And then we'll both launch. And you know to do an offset 20 degrees left and then 20 degrees back right again from Cat 4.
I do now.
Okay, so whenever you launch, 1 and 2, you're literally going to turn right from Cat 1 or 2, 20 degrees, so we're headed 035. So like 055 and then turn back. That's just to get you offset from the boat and each other. And then 500 feet, 300 knots. And I'll have you come and form up on my left-hand side as soon as you can. Again, like we talked about the other day, that missile tip to the star and stripe as close as you're comfortable. As soon as we're out of the pattern, I'm going to put you into that section cruise position. All right?
Roger, so I'll take 015 immediately after departure. 300 knots, 500 feet.
Yeah, firm. And all you're trying to do, again, is get some separation. You're going to roll off, you know, in case you had to eject, the boat doesn't run you over, and you and I get separation laterally, then we'll rejoin back up after the launch, right?
Yep, sounds good.
All right, flight, run them up. 1's ready, Cat 1.
2 ready, Cat 4.
Salute on my mark, 2, 1, mark. Salute. Let me know when you have visual.
Visual.
Okay. Got to climb up to 500 feet and go ahead and get on my left wing. Alright, we're going to go ahead, well, I'm going to let us extend in this a little bit. I want you to get up to my wing and then we'll speed up together. Normally I would speed us up earlier, just so we can climb. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get us to Millpal and we're going to speed it up. Alright, we're going to start climbing a little bit, and we're going to roll a little bit to the right. And you can go ahead and go section cruise. Again, that gives you the freedom to go left or right. You can come to my inside if you wanted to.
Copy.
going to roll out. So again, this flight I'm really looking to get him familiar with some formation flying. I know he hasn't done that much. Just kind of show him the expectation, do some basic rolls like we'll do in the overhead, and just get some real good practice and a little bit more flying time together. Alright, I'm actually going to roll us out at 20,000 feet. Be advised, we do have a tanker that I'm going to keep us away from, but not too far off at 18, and we got another one at 24. So we're going to go ahead and roll out, or level out here at about 20,000.
Copy.
And I'm going to back the speed off to 0.69 for range. And as you're comfortable, I'd like you to come over to my right-hand side, so slide to the right, and get into the most tight parade formation you're comfortable.
2 sliding right.
One thing I'd suggest in that maneuver is always going underneath and under, so you always have good visual. Like in this situation now, you're blind to me, right?
Yeah, good call.
Alright, so I am set at barometric altitude hold. I have auto throttle on. Any movement you see is caused by you. One of the tricks that I use is I look at the nose from the tip underneath, and if I see it moving, I try to do about half of what I might think I should initially do as a counter to that. Meaning I'm going to, if I see myself, going down, I'm going to pull up just a little tiny bit. Small adjustments until you get a feel for it. Now you're a little far away now. That's fine if that's your comfort zone. Bring that in as you can. But then just get used to holding that position. We'll do this for a little bit, and then we'll do some turns.
Okay, yeah.
Now, do you feel like the smallest input...
I lost the second half of your transmission.
Yep, sorry. Do you feel like the smallest movement you can make is small enough if you try to make a very, very small movement, or do you think maybe it's still too big?
Yeah, I think I'm over controlling. I'm sure that's half of it, and there may be some adjustments to be made. I'm not sure I'm able to be as accurate as I wish I could be.
Alright, so if you want to set barometric altitude hold and speed, you could go in right now to adjust controls and change your curve on your stick. You may want to push out just a little bit farther, and then you could adjust those and practice it in real time. But again, that's up to you. One trick for what you're doing is to put me at one point in the cockpit and try to hold that, or hold the missile tip to the star and stripes. Whatever works best for you. I use the missile tip.
Yeah, I've been sight picturing the missile tip on the star. That's what I'm trying to do.
Let me make sure we're not headed to their RAWs. Hold on. Well, you can continue doing what you're doing. I'm going to go into the F10 menu real quick.
Copy.
Yeah, I didn't think so, but I want to double check. We're good. I mean, you're looking pretty good. Looks like you're moving around a bit and maybe not holding the position you want as much, but it doesn't look like you're just all over the place struggling.
I went to a thumb and finger grip on the stick just to try and prevent myself from over controlling, which maybe is tightening up a little bit.
Yeah, I find that like sometimes when I'm tired after a flight, I grip the stick weird or too hard, and that just doesn't help. Welcome, Hog.
How much throttle jockeying should I be doing? I mean, ideally none, but realistically, how much?
Oh, ideally is not none. It's going to be little tiny adjustments. Sometimes it's a lot of little tiny adjustments. I get moments where like I don't have to do anything, but then it quickly, like being in the exact same speed is hard. In this position where nothing's really moving and nothing's changing, it's better. But like if you're flying outside and I'm making a left-hand turn, that can be kind of hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, copy.
But you get used to it. Like that movement you did there is probably a little more than you want to see, you know what I mean? But again, if you think it's a curve issue and not you, we can have you push out a little bit, go change the curve and come back, because it can make a big difference.
I'll give this a try for the rest of the flight, and then I'll monkey with the curves for next time and see if I appreciate the difference or not.
Okay, it's up to you. There are massive differences to be gained with a curve, I can tell you that.
Yeah, copy. I'll consider that for our next flight, or I definitely will do that for our next flight.
Okay, because it just looks like to me, if you're not overdoing it, that your stick is not helping it, because your movements are really abrupt, and that's where I've noticed I've had issues like that. You know what I mean?
Sure. Okay, so if I was going to adjust my curves, do I just want to add a little bit of flattening near the center? Is that what we're going for?
No, so if you're going to do it, just go ahead and push out like a half mile. Set up with your altitude and speed hold. Go to adjust controls and tell me what it is. You want to increase the slider on the S curve. So just tell me what your S curve is, and then I can maybe try to guide you. I mean, you have a different stick than me, but I give you like a rough guide. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah. Let me get established here. Okay, ATC set.
All right, just go to options, escape, adjust controls, and then go to your axis commands and your pitch. Tell me what the S curve amount is.
It's set to 0.
Try 15.
Okay, set.
All right. We're going to make a right-hand turn, so go ahead and come to me. Just go to my left side in that formation. I'm going to turn us left, and then we can reset here and do some more, as we're going to head towards the end of the map if we keep going.
Copy, I'll slide left.
I don't want to do a turn into you just yet. That's something you have to be able to do, but that's something you have to understand, and the flight lead has to do it very delicately.
I'm going to lose you IMC here for a bit, I think.
You should be okay. Just go ahead and speed up. I'm only doing 317 knots. I'm going to go ahead and start a right turn.
No, I mean in the clouds here. I'm going to lose you in the IMC.
Oh, then let's climb up to 21,000. Yeah, I see that little bit of a cloud layer there. Actually, we'll go 21.5. We'll be fine at 21.5. That's pretty cool, Ryder. I don't think I've got to see much actual air refueling. I think I saw a minor demo when I was at an air show, but they didn't actually connect up for probably safety reasons. That sounds like a cool site. All right. Let's continue here. Let me find a safe heading that we want to use. Do you notice any differences at all yet?
Not yet. When I tighten up, I'll expect to see something different.
All right, so we're basically going to head due north is what it looks like is going to be a good heading.
Copy, tree 60.
I think we got some stuff at 18, 24, and 25,000, I think is the closest air traffic. And we're only 35 miles away from the tanker, and we got tons of fuel, so this is really just a flight to shake down your rig, get comfortable, and you know, kind of demonstrate the admin skills we talked about that we need before we can release you to a mission status with us. Welcome, Danny.
Sure, yeah.
Hope you enjoy our stream here. And remember, you want to keep me on the horizon, so my nose tip as best you can. With clouds, it might be hard to see.
Yeah, it's a fuzzy line there.
Yeah. You get a feel for it. It's kind of even to me, basically. It takes time. All of these formation skills that a lot of people don't do outside of a squadron, they just simply take time. Alright, I'm going to get us 360. Let me just double check the radar here in the essay page. Hey, Grendel.
Yo.
Hey, just be advised, we're at 21,000. We're doing some turns near the tanker. If you guys come this way, or if you hear anybody, just let us know.
Copy.
Hopefully it's going well over there. Alright, go ahead and slide to my right, resume the parade position, and let's see how these adjustments help.
2 sliding right.
Yeah, see, underrun is the much easier to see me and continue, right?
Much better, yeah.
Yeah, nothing here is rushed. Just take your time. Don't. There's no bonus for doing it faster. And you're going to have to get used to these adjustments a little bit, right?
Yeah, now I'm noticing a difference for sure.
Do you think it's better or is it worse?
Give me another minute.
Okay. So one word of advice I was given is to match altitude, speed, and then close distance. Now, you're going to have to work those more than one at a time, but as a concept.
Okay, yeah. Now I think what's getting me is that the pitch axis is now a lot less sensitive than the roll axis, and I think that might be messing with my monkey brain.
Then push out again a half mile and adjust those. And I would try putting both of those at 10. It seems like maybe you're like pulling too hard and then it reacts. That's kind of what I'm seeing. I don't know if you feel the same, but just push out again. Set the curves to both at S-curve of 10.
Okay, yeah, I'll give that a try.
So for those of you watching the stream, when I was first learning to fly formation, the S-curves were really critical. Now I do actually have a force sensing stick, and I had to make some changes for that on the internal side. But I could really dial things in with the S-curve, and what I want to do is set up our candidate to get the best settings possible and to develop good habits from those. So I even adjust my brake curves on the wheel brakes, the rudder, and the throttle curve to help with getting a little bit of precision.
Okay, I'm set. I'll roll back in.
Yep, and that's just a quick thing, and if we got to do it a few times, we can. We're only 30 miles from the tanker.
Is that the tanker, like 050?
I'd have to look, but that's probably about right. There's two tankers up. There's one at 24 and one at 18. Yeah, I would just stick to my right side. Again, I would just go real slow you're going to need to be a little more aggressive on the throttle when you're sliding back. Don't be afraid to push it up real quick and then come back a little less than you initially put in. So kind of give it a bump and then pull back. If you see you're sliding back, you know what I mean?
Yeah, copy. And get this turbine spooled up a little bit faster.
So those corrections to me already look better even than the last settings.
Yeah, now they feel symmetrical, and that I have a little bit better fine grain control here.
Yeah, 15's kind of a big swing, but I'd rather take a big swing and then come back. But I can see your adjustments are a little finer, which, you know, you might be getting better doing it, but having the right curve in your joystick on those S-curves makes a huge difference. Because I can see you're making a lot finer adjustments. Again, do half of what you think.
Yeah, it's easy to get PIO going.
It is. That's where you just got to kind of calm and reset. Well, you were holding it there for a pretty good period of time. Again, if you're watching the stream and you have questions, I'll try to answer them as I can. While I'm just flying on barometric altitude hold and auto throttle, letting him work, it's an easy time for me. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do some turns, and on these turns, we're gonna roll initially just 15 degrees. Do not look at your HUD's roll tape. Just look at me. When you're flying parade, you have one job. That's to fly parade and not hit me, right? So don't worry about any other instruments. Just look at me. You're probably going to need a minor speed increase as I'm rolling left. When I tell you we're going to the 45, you're going to probably want to anticipate that with a little bump of the throttle and a little roll and pull, because it's kind of a big movement. But again, we'll work up to that. So let me just double check our fuel here. Yeah, we're good. All right, so what I'm going to do, this is, if we were coming in position 1 the carrier like we talked about yesterday, the first thing I would do is I would get us set up to go to the commence. And the way I do that, the first turn is a 15 degrees. This gets me just a little bit of the shape I want of the turn. I do that for a mile, and then we go another 15 degrees. So when I initiate a turn, I'm not going to do the turn now, but I'm going to show you the initiation. I'm just going to tip my wing like that. Just a little wing tip notice. Did you notice that little wing tip movement?
Apron.
So I'm going to move that little wing tip, and then a half second later I'm going to initiate. Now I really only do this in parade position. I don't normally do it if we're spread out because you can't see and it doesn't matter. But alright, I'm going to go ahead and do the little tip, and then I'm going to continue the roll to 15 degrees and just hold it there. Again, you're going to need a little extra power, a little more roll. Again, go a little slower in your movements and plan. Just go real slow. There's no race. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and roll us out. I'm going to give a little wing nod, and I'm going to roll us level. Come back over to parade, and we will do another 15 degree turn to the left.
Copy.
Dragon 1 in, 176.
Giving us a little bit of close air support to listen to.
Dragon 1 clear hot.
A little background chatter.
One away.
Alright, let's go ahead and roll 15 degrees left. Again, I'm going to give a little bit of nod of the wing, and then we're going to continue to roll 15 degrees. So for anybody just catching the stream, we got some real-world JTACs over there doing some controls. One of our little towns, and we got some pilots up there flying. Just tune in and listen a little bit.
Dragon 1-2 in on 174.
Dragon 1-2, abort. Stand by for a new 9-line.
It's all good. Dragon 1-2 aborting.
Alright, how was that feeling for you?
A little bit better. I'm still over controlling for sure.
Alright, let's roll out. And then we're going to do a 30-degree turn this time, and we're going to go back and turn towards the south. Give your hands a little second here, pump the fist, shake them out, and come back over, and we'll start again. One thing I'm noticing is you tend to let a movement last too long, and you correct kind of late. So, like for that movement you just did, you ended up crossing over, and it's just a matter of seeing what you're doing and what's happening to the jet, just responding a little faster maybe in the planning.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to be too smooth, which is resulting in late reaction times.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't worry about smooth, just worry about slow and steady. I don't care how smooth you are. I just care that you're steady. I see these movements happen and I'm like, man, I would have reacted to this a long time ago, and then you're still not reacting.
Copy, okay.
Again, I'm not trying to be critical. I just want to give you the input that I can to help you. See there, you're coming in way too much speed, having to speed brake, which is a blunt tool, and then kind of shimmer off.
Yeah, I tried to slip in there too a little bit.
Yeah, don't. Again, smooth, steady, slow, half the movement. Come in with half the speed. You know what I
Bore 1-1
Yeah.
and Dragon 1. Be advised, I am making a sectored simultaneous game plan.
mean? Your speed brake's still out. There you go.
Dragon 1 copies.
For those of you on the stream, that's a really fun close air support mission.
Bore 1-1, can you hold radial 045 from the echo point?
You're going to do 2 different flights attacking at the same time from different places. Anyhow.
So that's northeast. Have to fly.
Get over, come on
from
back,
Delta
and we'll do
8
that
over.
30-degree turn.
A for northeast.
So a term we use
Yeah, I can push radial 045.
a lot is slow is smooth and smooth is fast, and that's really important in close air support or anything we do.
Yeah, good copy.
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and do the 30-degree turn. Again, you're going to need a little tiny bit of power, maybe a fraction of a pull, kind of an anticipation, but you might be hesitant to do that the first couple times. So, here we go. We're going to go ahead and give a little wing nod, and then we're going to continue with a nice steady roll all the way to 30 degrees.
Dragon 1-1.
Go for Dragon 1.
Dragon 1-1, GFC's intent is to neutralize another checkpoint to the north end of the town. Type 2 control, bomb on target, utilizing 1 by GBU 12 per aircraft, -2 take lead.
These guys
Instantaneous
over here
fusing.
flying in this
90-second interval.
Raws with the JTAC over there.
Dragon 2 copies. 90-second interval. -2 taking the lead.
All right, we're going to maintain this until 180, so we're going to go ahead and roll out now. Again, you're going to need to slow down.
Still.
How did that feel for you?
Yeah, it was all right. I think I got to remember nose on the horizon. I'm still trying to chase the missile tip on the star in the first part of the turn, and I wind up at altitude.
A little better there. You're still being a bit aggressive, from what I'm seeing. The speed you came in with and just kind of the roll rate and closing distance to me. Let's go ahead and do another 30-degree turn. So again, I'm going to tip my wings and we're just going to do a steady roll all the way to 30 degrees. So you kind of got to see the horizon. Really, you just can look at me too and kind of level out. You should see my missile tip above that line where the star and stripe is. You can kind of get used to where that is, and you can kind of get a visual on that. Like you're kind of maintaining a good altitude. You're sliding back a little bit, so don't be afraid to grab that power, push it up any more than you
Sorry
can,
guys,
and
my
then pull it back.
ATAC's screwing with me. It's a learning experience for me.
Take your time.
Going to hold this north, and then we're going to go do a 45-degree turn, and then we're going to refuel.
Copy.
Alright, we're coming up on north. We're going to go ahead and roll out nice and steady. Little
Dragon
wing
1-1,
nod,
stay when
and
ready.
then rolling
9-9-1-2 Charlie.
out nice and steady.
Dragon 1 ready.
Shake out your hand, relax. Come get close
133
and
from
comfortable.
Alpha 8. 2650 feet. Bus established at checkpoint. 37 Sierra, Bravo Sierra, 8-digit grid to follow. 2063 6249. No mark. Southwest 960. Egress right pull Bravo 8 16 to 18. Say when ready, remarks restriction.
Alright, we're going to
Ready,
go ahead and
remarks
do a
restrictions.
45-degree turn.
150 plus or minus 150 plus or minus 15. TOT standby. Hold readbacks.
This is the most skilled required portion. This is what we do at the end of
411
the
say away and
commence.
ready. Game plan 9-9.
Boys.
Board 1-1, 1 through 3 from radial 045 at 8 nautical miles. Elevation 2650 feet.
Alright, we're going to go ahead and roll out here in just a second.
Group of vehicles at a checkpoint. 37
Actually,
Sierra,
we have to
Bravo
continue a little
Sierra.
more. My
2
apologies.
Copy.
Getting us
did you
lined
couldn't
up with the
follow.
tanker.
37 Sierra, Bravo Sierra, 2093 6233. No mark.
Alright, rolling us out.
Southwest 1120. Egress left
We're going to
pole,
descend us down to
Bravo
17.5.
8 12 to 14. Say when ready, remarks
We're going
restrictions.
to do 5 degrees.
205 205 plus or minus 15. Oh man, say when ready, game plan. Update to game plan. Utilize 1
I'm getting some inlet
advise
ice advisories.
APK.
I'm gonna slap my anti-ice on.
5.
Yeah, it'll go away in a second. We just went through a cloud.
Utilize 2 by APK WS 1 per vehicle from my vantage point.
Bull reads back elevation 2650 feet. Bravo Sierra 20903 6233. Final attack heading 205 plus or minus 15 2 by APKWF.
Alright, I'm going to pull us up.
TOT standby. Dragon 1-1, send readbacks when
Elevation 2650 feet. Bravo Sierra 2063 6249. Final attack heading 150 plus or minus 15.
Some good readbacks.
Dragon 1-1, good readbacks. Boar 1-1, good readbacks.
Alright, so I got to make small adjustments
Dragon
here.
1-1, can you make TOT 2-2?
A TOT of 22, is that 2.5 minutes?
Three minutes, 8 seconds now.
Okay, my clock's off.
Do you have eyes on the server clock?
In game time.
F10, upper right hand corner.
Show 0230.
Can you make 06?
Affirm.
Boar 1-1, can you make 06?
We need correlation first.
Ooh, he forgot his correlation phase.
Sorry, Jeff.
Alright, so I got to make little adjustments to get us onto this tanker. He's kind of far
TOT,
away. He's
stand
coming
by,
straight at
Dragon
us.
1-1.
I'm anticipating he's going to turn.
Correction, Bore 1-1,
But we'll
standing
see.
ready for visual talk.
Go ahead and change to 12
Board's
left.
ready at that grid. I've got a
2 going 12 left.
Refuel.
Shell 2-1-1-3-1-2. Request rejoin. 1-3-1.
Vehicles, small hatchback sedans. One is oriented east to west, and one is generally southeast to northwest.
Alright, go ahead and slide to my left and go
Stand
into
by.
cruise. So you can go either side, but you have that freedom. Again, wingtip to nose, about 100 feet to 500 feet back. Don't go too far wide. I need you to stay kind of close just because we're going to be going to the tanker. But I got to make some movements, and I'm going to need you to have freedom of movement.
Roger, sliding left.
Yeah, again, you can go any side. I just, for the movements I'm doing, I'm
Alright,
anticipating.
I've got
where might
the
be
one
best.
vehicle that's up the road traveling northeast. It's oriented east to west. And then
That's the tanker,
other
12
vehicle
miles,
to the
10
south
o'clock.
of that with packs
Negative.
standing in between. And then there's another
It's,
vehicle
44
to its
miles.
south.
You can reference
east,
TechN
on the other
76
side
if
of the
you
road.
want. That might be another tanker up there. I believe it
A-frame,
is,
both
but that's
vehicles
not our
are your
tanker.
target.
Copy.
Moore's cap.
Again, just a little closer if you can. I'm going to go to lead pursuit. I'm going to put my VVI ahead because it's turning.
Bore 1-1, can
And I
you make
wanna end up
TOT
behind it.
08?
A-firm.
Dragon 1-1, can you make TOT 08?
We need to correlate with you.
Come on, Jake.
I'm getting dementia.
Don't worry, we still love you. So for those that don't know, you need to correlate. You need to get on target. Describe what that target is.
Dragon 1-1, there are
Get some
three
confirmers.
roads generally south to north coming from the north end of the city. Call contact on the easternmost of the three roads.
Contact.
That road should be a three-way intersection. The road heading north is a dirt-packed road. Call contact.
Contact.
On the dirt-packed road, there are two vehicles, one of which is a bus, one of which is a compact hatchback. Both vehicles. The bus is oriented to the east, the compact vehicle is oriented to the west. Both of those vehicles are your target.
Capture. I also see 5 dismounted packs.
That's a good confirmer. Calling for
Copy dismounted packs. -1 if lead has, after leads hits, if there are squirters, be prepared to engage squirters.
Dragon 1 copies.
squirters are people leaving the area because they see the bombs coming.
We're gonna need a new TOT.
Bore 1-1, disregard last TOT.
Alright, I'm going to speed us up. We're
Dragon
going to catch
1.
this thing.
Can you make 1-0?
Copy.
Affirm 1-0.
Boar 1-1, can you make 1-0?
Affirm.
All players establish COT 1-0.
Two is fuel state 6.2.
Yep, we're good. We're going to do a quick call here. Don't do it. I'm going to set it to you and then we'll do it. It's burner on my mark. That means to go to full burner on my mark. When I say burner off, that means go back to mil pow. Any questions on that?
No questions.
Burner on my mark. 2, 1, mark. Now I have to wait a second and I have to go a little bit less than burner so that the delay in the radio gets it, and he has a couple of little degrees or percentage points of power to catch up. So I'm actually going a little bit less than full burner. You should have the ability to catch up if needed.
Copy. Yeah, I'm making slow progress back up there.
Yeah, so as flight lead, you do it on my mark, I time it with the delay for me, and then I have to leave you a little bit of power in reserve, right?
Right, yeah.
Alright, burner off on my mark, 2, 1, mark.
Dragon 1-1.
Go for 1-1.
Alright, slide to my right.
Confirm
when you're
egress,
comfortable.
right pool to
He is
Delta
turning
8.
left. I'm going to go ahead and
16,
turn
18.
left and lead him. I'm a little bit
Affirm
afraid
right pull,
here
Delta 8.
that he's going to be coming at us.
Dragon 1-2 in on 150.
Sliding right.
Dragon 1-2 cleared up.
Yeah, I'm going to go lag pursuit now. He's basically beaming us. I want to get behind him. And then
Bore
turn.
in heading 210.
Boar 1-1 cleared hot.
Dragon 1-2, 1 away, off east. Off right, west, sorry.
Alright, we're going to go ahead and slow down a little bit here. And we're going to start to turn in behind him.
Five seconds to impact.
Dragon 1 in for 149.
Dragon 1 bomb the bus. 1 clear.
Alright, we're going to slow down.
Dragon 1-1, 1 away.
When you're able to, get to my left-hand side. Let me know when you're established.
2.
Boar 1-1. Confirm left pool. Bravo 8. Approved for immediate re-attacks on remaining vehicles.
I'm going to slow us down a little bit more.
Boar 1-1. Same game plan, same 9 line, same remarks restriction.
Do you have visual on me?
Yeah, I'm sliding in almost established here.
Dragon flight. Immediate re-attack.
Alright, we're going to come up, get next to the
Dragon
vehicle.
1-1 confirm
Gonna
you have
slow us down quite a bit here.
1
Good
GBU
15
12.
knots.
Dragon 1-2 confirm you have 1 GBU 12.
We're going to do it slowly.
Confirm. Both Dragon flights. Both Dragons. 1 GBU-12.
Dragon flight. Immediate reattack approved. Same game plan. Same 9
Do I need to
line.
make the radio call so he's
There's
ready for
one
my
vehicle
contact call?
Yeah, stand by
that
one.
escaped to the north.
Is it the sedan?
Yeah, go ahead. He's
A-frame
going to
sedan.
turn. So I got to turn with him, but go ahead and make your radio call.
Dragon 1-2, if the sedan turns to dust, you are approved to hit the bus.
Dragon 1-2 copies.
Let me know when you've made your call.
Ready.
All right. So what I would say here is Shell 2-1, Dragon 3 flight. That means more than one jet, so we're flight. Established left observation. Dragon 1-1 going from left obs to right basket. And now I'm going to come under and slide over into position. And then on 12 left, you're going to announce that you're going to go
Boring heading
from
210.
left observation to left basket.
Boat 1-1 cleared up.
Copy. I'll wait for you to be established, right, Ops? Or
Nope, I'm good. You can go ahead.
Shell 2-1, Dragon 3-2, sliding left observation to left basket.
And then as soon as you're in position, call ready pre-contact.
Ready, pre-contact. Return pre-contact.
You just got to get closer.
Cleared contact.
Ready pre-contact.
Ready, pre-contact. Cleared contact.
I've not tried to refuel in a turn very much, so we'll see how this goes.
Oh, I missed. I haven't done that in a long time.
Contact. You're taking fuel.
Just go slow. You're doing nothing more than flying in formation. Put your top of your HUD up on the probe and look from the side peripherally at the basket and just try to walk it in really smooth. Take your time, make small adjustments. Gonna put us back on the cast stuff while he does this.
Boring heading 207.
Boat 1-1 cleared up. 411, good hit. 411, continue with egress instructions to Bravo 8, 12 to 14. Dragon 1-1, continue to Delta 8, 16 to 18. Stand by for further test.
Snackfoot 1-1, this is Dragonflight.
Dragonfly.
Yeah, my Dash 2 had to leave. He had to disconnect. So I'm the only one left, and I only have 500 rounds, 20 mic.
Copy.
Abort, refuel.
Abort rejoin.
Dragon 1-1 from right obs, right basket to right obs. So let's talk technique for just a second. You know where the basket is, right? That probe where the basket's coming out?
Yeah, A-frame.
Put the center of the top of your HUD where there's those two panes of glass on that. Just center it on center. Then you're going to have to call ready pre-contact again because the hose is going out. Just work on up nice and slow. Real easy movements. Try to push the speed to where you're pushing into the basket with the probe. Look at your probe only peripherally. Do not look directly at the probe where you'll try to fly the probe, and that's going to result in a lot of
Dragon
PIO.
1-1.
So again, keep the top of your glass
Dragon
to where
1
the
go.
probe comes out, and
I'm low on
then
fuel. I'd like to
make
get out of
sure
here.
that you just go real slow and look at things peripherally and fly formation more than anything.
Lucky 1-1.
Don't look at the basket.
Go for Lucky.
Lucky 1-1, elevator up to 2022. Be advised, Dragon 1-1 is preparing to egress out towards CP Molly. Boar 1-1 is overhead on station 12 to 14.
Nice.
Lucky 1-1 established CP Molly at 22.
Now if you look to the right,
Board
on the
Bravo 8,
fuselage,
12 to 14.
there's those two dots. Try to find a position for those two dots and just kind of use that as your forward and backwards.
Dragon 1-1 at
forward,
16 to 18.
power, power,
You
little
approved to egress to CP Molly and refuel Orland.
Dragon 1-1, heading to CP Molly.
Dragon 1 from 3.
Go.
Just be advised, we're on the tanker now. We may be off in the grid here.
Lucky
This is his
1-1
first
at
time really
22 to
doing this.
24. You approved to
So
the
if
overhead
not,
of
I
the
think
rod.
the right basket will be open, but we'll let you know when we're here.
Roger, Stackfoot Lucky 1-1
Fine,
checking
Winchester.
in. Mission
I'm just
in
gonna
a
go with
Type
you and fly
1
around.
AVAV Harrier. Position CP Molly at 22,000. Ordnance is as follows: 2 GBU 54s,
Sorry, say again.
7 APK laser guided rockets. And
I'm
Maverick
Winchester,
laser
so
guided
I was just going to
and
come
rounds
and
to
get a little
5.5.
fuel and then fly around with you guys for a while.
Yeah, from
one lightning
that's
pod,
fine. Just
no
be
abort
advised,
code, and
I don't know
time on
how
station, 30 minutes.
able he is really to hold position as 2, so you might have to have a real wide 3 on the 45 and whatnot.
I'm good.
Lucky 1-1 confirmed laser cut.
That's a tough break.
Laser code is
Hard to get used to, but if you
1511
use the same
for
skills to
Lucky
get back on, you'll be fine.
Lucky 1-1. I copy 1511. Abort code none. There are no threats.
It's just a whole different
Observed.
game in a
Main
turn.
pad to small arms assumed.
It is, but it's
Call when established.
It's a reality.
Overhead 2224.
Yeah.
so again, just use those same skills before. Don't look at the basket. Look at it peripherally. Fly the form. You'll drill it. Options. Take 10. Take 4. Take 1. Take 1. Take 4. He's actually doing a pretty good job for somebody who's not done this. He's never done it with the tanker turning. He's actually able to get back on and stay with it for good periods of time.
Yep, that's really good. That is hard.
411, say when ready, game plan.
I'm sure he's feeling the stress.
Bore 11, say when ready, game plan done.
Boys, yep.
$12.2.
Okay, you're good.
Bore 1
Go ahead and
GOC's
abort.
intent
So make
is
sure you
to
abort over the radio.
destroy
Let them know you're going to slide
a
over.
hostile unit with mortar tubes and all surrounding Vicks.
Make sure you find
Type
out
3
where I
control,
am.
bomb on
And then
target,
you're going to be sliding over to
utilizing
my right.
ordnance at your discretion. Say when ready, 9-line.
Set.
9-line labeled 1-2 Foxtrot. From the overhead, 1-3. Elevation 2-6.
Did you abort refuel?
90 feet. 3 mortar tubes priority and surrounding
No, I
packs and Vicks.
Okay. Just go ahead and do that as soon as you can. You've got another
37
jet
Sierra.
that's going to join us
Bravo
for the recovery.
Sierra.
He needs to refuel.
208 618. No mark, west 970. Egress to the overhead, 12 to 14.
Tanker's clear. We're
Say when
established
ready,
right,
restriction.
waiting for you, sir. How far are you?
Set.
TOT
20 miles.
Server time 2-8.
You get enough fuel to burn here?
Yeah, I'll have to jump on real fast, but I can do that.
Sam,
I'm
read
coming.
back to it.
Well, you don't got to burn, but some burn.
Elevation 2690.
No, I'll burn. I can burn.
208618.
Hey, call it in. He's doing aggressive turns.
Any final attack in.
Negative.
What'd you say he's doing a what?
He was doing aggressive
my
turns. Just
discretion.
call in your refuel. He stopped the aggressive turn, but you know how they do that.
Say when ready, visual talk.
Boys.
I don't see you.
Update to TOT, standby.
Oh, I see you're a little low.
If you slew your sensor to the grid and elevation, you will see 5 packs dismounted surrounding 3 mortar tubes. To the west, there are 3 compact vehicles. To the west of them, there is a bus, and to the south of the bus, there is a compact vehicle. All of this in a clearing in the center of town.
Alright, Bor is contact what appears to be 3 mortar tube packs surrounding 3 vehicles. To the south of that, I've got a bus, another vehicle. To the north, another vehicle, and 2 more vehicles with something mounted on top of them to the south of that bus.
The two trucks are near an intersection with two pieces of ordnance mounted to the back, and to the southwest of them are two dismounted packs.
If you look to your left, you're going to see Dragon 1 coming up to get some fuel.
A-firm, from the mortar tubes, this is your target area.
How did that feel for you?
The
Everything
refuel?
in this open clearing that are vehicles or dismounted
Pretty
packs
sloppy.
are your target.
In a straight
Moore's
level
capture.
flight, obviously, I can do quite a bit better, but I wasn't prepared for the turn, and that's going to need some work for sure.
Yeah, you did fine. Did the technique I mentioned help you at all?
Yeah, I was basically already sort of doing that.
Establish TOT, pressure
The
meter.
difficulty for me was adapting. I'm so used to being able to have no pressure on the stick approaching the basket that having to hold, aileron left pressure the whole time and then make my small adjustments was the difficulty I was
Lucky
having.
1-1 establishing the overhead 22.
Yep. Go ahead and meet us on 3 on the right.
Lucky 1-1, stand by, attacking progress.
Radio check.
Lima Charlie, welcome to Dragon 3-1. You'll be number 3.
Sweet. How you doing, Dash 2?
Board 1-1.
Doing all right, you?
Copy your capture. You are clear to
Good. I
engage
just
from
did a
now
bunch of
until
casts,
all
and now I get
vehicles
to
are
come refuel and relax.
More commencing engagement.
See, that's what some people don't understand about flying with us, is refueling is relaxing in the air for us.
What fuel do I need? What are we doing next?
Oh, we're just going back to the boat, man.
How much fuel you guys got?
We filled up all the way to let them do it. We'll have to dump, but
Lucky
we're 80
1-1,
miles
stand
out,
ready
probably
for
like
situation
6,000.
Update.
Ready for update?
Situation update labeled Sierra Foxtrot 3. No observed threats in the area. Possible man pads and small arms. GFC's priority targets: tanks, mechanized infantry, technical vehicles. At this
I
time,
know when
we
you're
have
established, right?
multiple checkpoints at the outskirts of town.
Funny man.
A correction to
Put my
priority
radar
targets.
altimeter
Those
there, too.
checkpoints are the
Yeah, he's a
priority.
funny man.
Friendlies located
Hello,
on a
doing that.
hill
I'm ready.
to the west
All
of
right, let's roll out straight.
the city. No
We're going to go
artillery
ahead
at
and go
this
to
time.
Millpal.
Snackfoot 1-1 has brief stack marking control. Cat 6 has target engagement authority.
We're going to descend to 17,000.
Ordnance minimize collateral damage to surrounding buildings. Moving vehicles in the area are assumed to be targets. We'll be briefed.
All right, the carrier's got 30
we'll
knots over the
correlate
deck
assumed targets
for starboard.
through T.
Final bearing
through
is
GFC.
044. Go ahead and get your guys self set up and let me
End
know when
of
you're
situation update. Sierra Foxtrot 3.
Snack flow, Lucky 1-1. Request elevator down 20 to 18. I've got some pretty good cloud cover at 20.
Lucky 1-1, you are approved 16 to 18.
16 to 18, Lucky 1-1.
Watch your center line.
What channel are we doing on the left of carrier?
We're going to go to 16. Alright, let's go ahead and go to section cruise. Again, my wingtip to my nose, 100 feet back, or more. Well, 100 to 500. Two, do you know how to dump fuel?
Sure do.
Set your bingo to 65 and begin dump.
Lucky 1 established, 1618 in overhead.
1, if you'd like, you guys could go into
Snap.
the 2 ship so that you don't have to do a shit hot.
Oh no, we're fine. You're good.
Okay.
2, dumping fuel.
Alright. So, I would call in on the radio. I would say Union Marshal, because that's the call sign for CVN 72. I would say 300, and I'd wait for them to return. And I'd say 300 holding hands with 372 and 307. Marking Moms 120, 53 miles, Angel 17, low state 6.5. I'm just guessing because I know we're going to be dumping to that. And then they're going to come back on the radio and talk with us about what the case conditions are, give us the final bearing, all of that I've already done for us. So now go ahead and put your hooks down.
Hook down.
2 has a good hook.
1 and 2, good hooks.
I can't see her from there, 3. Let me go ahead and start descending.
Bore 1-1. After your next pass, call. I intend to give you a heading restriction.
If you want to come to the left, I don't care. If he's like too difficult to fly outside, you know what I mean?
Go with the str-
And then you want me to get real close to you?
No, I don't care. I'm just
At
saying
this
if it's...
time,
sometimes it
restrict
drives me
your
nuts trying to
attacks
fly
to
wing. Somebody's so far
175
back and so
plus
out.
or minus
it just
30
screws with me.
and
So
reciprocal.
if you want to switch over to do it,
I'm going to
you're
bring Lucky
section cruise, so
1-1
you can
in
come
on a,
to their
an
side.
attack
You know what I mean?
to the east.
Yeah, I got you. No, I'll watch it.
More copy.
You know.
More
2, bingo
copy.
fuel.
1, same.
.175 plus or minus 30 and reciprocal.
175 plus or minus 30 and reciprocal for both.
Good, reback.
Slow us down a little bit here. Bring us down to 2,000 feet. Would be our standard low holding. We'll go into the pattern, commence, and do our brakes.
Altitude. Altitude.
Everybody listen to the stream. When we get to 10 miles and do see you 10, I'm going to cut off the cast range.
I mean, I really don't want to stress him out. Do you want me to do a late break if he's long in the groove?
Yeah, we've been talking about it. He should have the 17 seconds down. But yeah, you may want to. I would break like an extra 2 seconds, give him some extra distance in that groove. All right, leveling up.
I'm also talking about the final break. If he's long on that, you know, a lot of people are long until they practice.
Oh yeah, well that's what I'm saying. You know what? Give it a full 20 seconds so that if he's long, you've got a little extra time.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, I'll just pretend like I'm a -4 in a sense. Well, no, not that long. That's too long. Okay.
I mean, if you want to, it gives him plenty of extra time, but that's up to you, man. I think that's giving him at least a few extra seconds is probably good.
We're here for him, not me. I'll make it work.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying, you know, to prevent you from having to do something crazy.
I don't mind.
Bore is below 14,000.
Alright, so we are now set at altitude. I'm going to go ahead and slow us down to 250 knots early. We don't have to be there until 10 miles. And I'm just going to give you time to get used to flying form. I'm going to come in nice and easy. We're 20 miles out. There's no rush. Three, you have a good hook. Alright, we are now slowed down. We're on auto throttle and barometric speed, or barometric altitude hold. All we're going to do now is we're going to be making some left to right adjustments to get in front of the carrier. I'm going to call in that we see them at whatever distance, and then we'll move to channel 1 on the left. I don't know if we have an LSO down there or not, but if we do, we want to make sure he's there. If not, I will jump on the platform as soon as I land.
Ready for game plan at line.
Copy. And we wait to push one left until you make your next call, or are we going now?
Yep, wait till I make my next call.
Ready for 9 line.
See you at 10. Flight push 1 left.
3,
2.
It just cracks me up that you said that I'm relaxing now as you refuel. Poor guy's over here struggling, and you're like, "Oh, this is easy."
Well, I didn't mean it that way.
I know, but I was just trying to help the guy, and I don't know. It was just funny. It's funny to me.
Oh, I didn't know. Did it actually come across kind of rude? I didn't mean it to.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I think you were just being honest that you can relax now. You're not doing Cass anymore.
Well, that's what Cass does.
It's just funny. No, he seems like he's really on the ball. He's got a lot to learn, but he seems to learn fast. He's got an amazing attitude. I hope we don't scare him away. And he likes a challenge, so.
Looking good, get -2.
Alright, so we're inside the 5 miles. We're headed away from the carrier a little bit here.
You don't have to fib, it's alright.
What was that?
You don't have to make me feel better.
Anyhow, so we're headed away from the carrier a little bit here. We're going to turn to get to position 1. I'm going to turn us out a little bit. Just get us a nice little easy turn in, and then we'll actually start the full commence. And don't worry about getting overly close to me. -3 out there is going to leave you extra room. So just as close as is comfortable.
Roger.
Alright, we're going to make a left-hand turn. We're going to go ahead and give a little wing nod, and we're going to go ahead and roll to 30 degrees. Now from here, I'm going to have to adjust left and right a little bit as I'm getting us lined up for the position I want to be in position 1 at the carrier. And since when are you worried about me having to do a freaking shit hot?
No, I was worried about him having to hold everything, not you.
I think he'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Okay. Okay. I wasn't worried about you.
I'm going to say you always like it hard for me, so it's okay. Yeah, I'm just going to tell him to hold speed, and when he gets to point 1 to do his brake. You know what I mean? Might actually be easy
Yep.
for him. He doesn't got to fly off of me the last bit. You know what I mean? Alright, 2, so because I have to do a shit hot brake, when we come to initial, at one point I'm going to tell you flight hold speed. And that means you don't fly off of me anymore. You're going to hold your speed and altitude and course line, and when you get 1 mile beyond the boat, you're going to make your brake. Does that make sense?
Yeah, copy.
And then 3 is just going to fly off of you. So you're going to be a flight lead for like a mile, dude.
I'm logging it.
You're looking. Alright, so we're coming across about 0.4 miles of beam. It's going to let me see the boat. I'm going to wait for the tack end to spin over on the HSI page. When the distance of the boat goes down, then comes back up 1/10, I'm going to go ahead and do a 15-degree left-hand turn. I'm going to do that for a mile, then I'll increase another 30 degrees. And then we're going to be turning to the reciprocal, plus 30, which is 254 degrees. Then we're going to descend to 800 feet, and we're going to increase speed to 350 knots.
2.
Alright, tack end's about to spin over. Our distance to the carrier is about to go up. There it goes, and we're going to need a little wing nod, and then we're going to go 15 degrees for a mile.
Okay, -2. Well, I guess I won't compliment you if you don't want him. So I'll compliment -1. Man, look at that beautiful paint job.
Wow. All right, here we go. The next 15 degrees.
Oh, now I feel bad for not having nice paint.
He likes to give me shit for all my paint. I have to take less fuel for landing because of all the weight. You know what I mean? Let the poor man focus. My God. Alright, we're coming up on 264. We're going to go ahead and start to roll out nice and slow. I'm going to just do a nice steady rollout and get us on our line. Alright, now I'm going to take off the barometric altitude hold in my auto throttle and we're going to descend. I'm going to add power. Pull us up. We're a little fat. Alright, we're going to go ahead and make a left turn. And here we go. Little wingtip and 45 degrees. Going to be making slight adjustments left and right to get us lined up on the course line.
Is the carrier the wrong heading? Maybe? I can't tell.
Nope. No, we're good. We're 044. We're good.
Oh,
Take
okay.
in one.
Sorry, say that again?
Oh, your last transition cut out.
Don't worry about it. Ignore it. Just get close to me as you can, and you'll hear me say flight hold speed. Alright, flight, hold, speed. 300 Hornet Ball 4.7.
Three 7-2 Hornet Ball 4.6.
Right for lineup. Less power. Right for lineup. More power, 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 power. Remember the wave off pattern. .600 feet is all you need. Give yourself a good mile to turn around. Place wheel chocks.
Chief, place the wheel chocks.
Copy. Wheel chocks are now in place.
307 Hornet Ball 4.2.
Roger, ball. Nice.
Three 7-2 Hornet Ball 4.2.
Roger, ball. Right for lineup. You're a little high. Power, power. Sorry if my power call messed you up. You were just sinking too fast. struggle when you're not comfortable with this. Oh, he needs to turn more, a lot more. Power, you're low.
372 Hornet ball, 3.7.
Roger ball. Right for lineup. Right for lineup. You're on the deck.
Whew.
So tell me the truth. All that stuff being new, form flying, refueling, tanker in the turn, landing. What's your worn out level?
I'm pretty worn out.
Yeah, it takes some time. All right, so go ahead and pull your wings up. Go down Cat 1. I'm going to teach you how we park on the deck.
2 taxiing Cat 1.
So as you're going on the deck, you're going to notice there's these dots. You see the dots everywhere, little tie downs all over the deck?
Yeah, hey firm.
Now, real easy with the power, real easy. As you go by our jets, look at our noses and how they're lined up with the dots. Do you see that?
Yes.
All right, so you're going to go down, come back, put your nose behind the other jet, and then just stop. Like, not fully behind it, but just like to the right of their engines, basically, to the rear. Just real easy with the throttle. Go straight for a bit and then turn left. Keep going straight. Now turn. Just go really slow. I'll tell you when to stop. So go straight. There you go. Keep going. Okay, stop. Now use your high, nose wheel steering on high, turn left. You should line up about 3.5 rows of those dots at your 45 with your nose.
I don't think your high is on.
It's on.
There you go. All right. Now, when you get lined up, I want you to stop. So go ahead. Perfect. Stop right there. Stop. Now you're going to keep going forward until you can see the front trailing edge of his left wing when you're looking all the way to the right. All right? So just creep forward until you can see the front edge of his wing. And there you go. If you're to look in external view, you haven't broke the red and white line. You're lined up really actually nice. And I'm going to get some images here because that's a really good lineup. I can always appreciate that. All right, so Grendel, what do you think about his ability to have a jet on the outside of him in the 45?
Can we do that in the debrief?
Yeah, let's go. All right, let's go ahead and jump out, and we'll meet in Discord. All right, for those of you on the stream, we're going to get into the debrief here. Give me just a moment. All right, you guys here in Discord? All right, I've added Discord to the stream. We'll go through the flight here really quick. Just a moment here. All right. So I forgot to bind something to salute because I have to use voice attack in it. It makes me come off just a little bit after you, which I don't want, but I do speed up a little bit to get that done. But I thought this was done pretty well.
Can you show your screen?
Oh, sorry. I always forget to put my stream up in in Discord for you folks. Okay. So anyhow, this goes pretty well. Again, I got to bind a button, so I take off before you so that you can see me. Looks like you turned off pretty well. Looks like you got a bit high in the altitude there.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, if there was jets breaking over top, you could be conflicting in altitude. So that's kind of important, but again, getting used to it. In fact, I was kind of freaked out when the helicopter freaking cut in front of us when we were taking off. Did you see that?
Only once I was about here and I was looking right.
I was like, oh my, like I literally was like launching and I'm seeing him turn right. I'm like, oh my, or turn left. I'm like, oh my God, dude, don't hit me. This is not good. Anyhow, so yeah, okay. So maintaining altitude. I made sure you could see me, had you come over. Now, the sooner we do this, the better. For fuel, I like to, and it might not be Navy regs, to get MilPow on by like 5 miles out so that we can do an F-pass climb, get our speed up, and really try to conserve fuel. That's big for me. I know we did a lot of these turns and whatnot to practice. I'm hoping the adjustments we made to your curves helped a lot. Do you feel like that was still a good adjustment for you?
Yeah, I may tweak it down just another point or two lower, but I think it was for the better ultimately.
Yeah, I could see you struggling. I'm like, it's this. Let's fix this now, and let's not have to stress about that. Let's see here. Were any of my instructions, like, do you think I could have done anything different to give you a little bit better instructions at all?
No, it definitely, I was not having issue with your instructions. It was just executing.
Okay, I'm just asking because I'm trying to make sure I learn and improve. For being new to the tanker, I know you were struggling a bit there. It took a while for you to get on. I know you said you're using the same technique, but You seem to get on right after I talked about it, so I don't know if my talking helped or not. But I think you had one disconnect when it turned pretty sharp. I saw that.
Yeah, that was an
Um,
abrupt, a lot more abrupt than expected.
yeah, I don't know, man. It just does that sometimes. But you got on. I heard Grendel was coming to us because I was actually on the stream playing our JTACs and stuff over in the Raws just as a little bit extra entertainment. Because all I'm doing is basically looking at you, so it's pretty calm for me. He came up, nails it, and gets to our outside here. That's probably a little out of pressure to you, and that's why I said don't worry about your interval to him. He's going to fly a little extra long, and we're comfortable. The descent, we're going to always pick up a little bit of speed. You're falling a bit behind here, but again, I told you to be safe for you and comfortable, right? I brought us down really early to get into our speed and altitude. I think we're about 18 miles out, so an extra 8 miles, slow us down. Try to make it real easy for you. We had plenty of fuel. There's no one else that we're waiting on or waiting on us to try to make it easy. Hopefully that helped give you a moment so they weren't just rushed and transitioned into the overhead right away, right?
Yeah, I definitely didn't feel rushed. I did definitely lose SA on just where the boat was and where we were in the pattern because I was so laser focused on formation flying. But it wasn't a rushed feeling. It was just a lack of SA.
I would rather have you do that than worry about where the carrier is. Me getting you to the carrier, that's my job. Your job, follow me, don't hit me. Right?
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. And again, I'm going to pick out things like your altitude stuff. Overall, this is really good for somebody who's doing your second flight with us, who's never done form flying before, who's never probably refueled under pressure of someone watching you, never refueled when the tanker is turning. Like, you had a lot of good things. You didn't get overstressed. You did patience. I still think you're a little aggressive in some of your movements when you're closing into me, but you seem to correct that a little bit after I explained that a little bit. Which again, everyone's got their own style. I'm just trying to give you feedback to what I'm seeing to help you, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I get us over here, which, don't worry, the S3 is at like 6,000 feet. We need to be far enough away from the boat that I can look over here, and you'll see me looking at the boat, which I can see out of peripheral anyways, make sure the deck is clear, right? So then I wait for the TACAN to roll over. The TACAN rolls over. We start going down. We went to like 0.6, I think it was, or 0.7, and then went up to 0.8. That's just my marks for doing it. I hit things on the mark. We go 15 degrees for a mile, increase that. That gives us a nice little leg out here so that when we turn into the commence at 254, that I have a little more distance to get us down to altitude and up to speed. Actually got us a little bit fast, so I apologize because that's a little harder. In general, though, how did you feel the throttle and descent was for you to follow?
No different than the rest of the flight.
Okay, so it's pretty smooth then for you?
Yeah, yep, I
Okay.
would say so. And maybe it's just it's placebo, but I feel like some of the 45-degree turns we did were actually easier than some of the shallower turns.
I honestly think that like the 45-degree turns can be easier. I think maintaining the up and down is easier. Maintaining the spacing is a little harder sometimes because that turn off is just kind of abrupt. It just kind of depends on how you do it. But I work very hard on the commence portion, getting us down to altitude and up to speed as smooth as I can. We went to the 45. Let's see what distance you had from me here. A really good distance is probably like, I think, 100 feet or something. I don't expect that from somebody who's new. You did fall behind a couple times. I do think I saw in my rearview mirror one time, like you had a whole bunch of speed coming up, like you weren't afraid to grab the throttle and catch up. And that's important because you're going to have to be comfortable grabbing the throttle. Maybe that was after we rolled out. but you're going to have to be comfortable grabbing that throttle in this position where they're that far back and just pushing it forward a little bit and then coming back less than you need just to give you that little surge so that you can get up there. But that's an extra comfort level. It takes time. This is a long arcing turn, and to do this well and not leave 3 way out there, that's why that's important. But again, I'm not worried about that today. I just wanted to show you this. 3 just wanted to make your life miserable, so he showed up. Anyhow. No, you're not. So I had told you about holding speed, and that's because I need to do a shit hot brake. And according to one of our members, if I don't get up to a hot speed, it's not hot, so it doesn't count. So at about a mile, I actually turn on burners and go. And I'm assuming you waited till a mile till you made your turn.
I did.
Right? And if this works out, we'll be right about the 180, which we're pretty close. Again, a shit hot doesn't always work out quite as easily. You had a nice smooth turn though. That's what you were working on earlier today, wasn't it? Was this turn?
Yeah, yesterday and a little bit today.
Yeah, that's a nice smooth turn. It doesn't look like you had to adjust much. What was your beam distance? Let's see here.
I was pretty much 1.2.
Nice.
I think the last one I went a little wide.
Isn't it like a secure, like confident, inspiring feeling when you do the brake and you come out at the beam distance that you want?
Yep.
Yeah. You don't have to make many adjustments, so that's good. Now on here I was a little concerned. I think I was watching at an angle. It looked like you made your turn in maybe a little bit late.
Okay.
From the beam. Again, you want to be beamed the LSO platform. Now Grendel and I talked about this, and he was going to go a little long to give you extra room just because, we don't want to stack it up on you as tight as we would. And he's got no fourth in the jet, so we've got some room to play. But either way, you maintain a really good, like 1.2. That's really tight. That's a really good turn. But I would actually have you turn a little slower because I think you came out low every time, if I remember. So
yep, that has been consistently a problem. I think I'm overbanking in the downwind base to final turn.
That's what it looks
That's
like here
exactly
because.
right. Yep.
What was that, Grendel?
No, that's exactly right. Just too aggressive of a turn, especially right at the end to get on lineup, and you just lose altitude like real fast.
Yeah. Now, if you know you're going to be in that, you can add power, but then you got to get off of it quick, and you're just anything you do wrong, you're building a deficit, and you're going to have to compensate for it at some point, right? More power, more left, more right, less power. So yeah, and that's what I noticed. I was watching external. You were turning a little bit late, and then you were turning aggressive. So turn a little earlier. Again, I try to turn right about 28 degrees. Now, for the weight we were at and the fuel weight and all that and the wind conditions, it'd probably be good. I'm looking at the course line. I'm looking for the wake. Look at the 90, whatever. And I don't know, you might have landed, you just were pretty low, and I was trying to get you to get power because I didn't want you to hit the back of the boat. And you got really low. And so I'd rather have you bolter than hit the deck, right? So if you look at Grendel's here, I'm guessing, yep, he's where he wants to be. Look at that. He's a 1.3, nice steady turn, right? Doesn't have to rush himself. When he rolled out, he still had plenty of time. He was at altitude, and it was pretty much easy sailing in. Might got a little bit under the ball. I think that's why you snagged a 2-wire. But no big deal, right? Again, 2-wire, 3-wire, not too far off the ball. We're winning every time, right? So this time, a little farther on the beam. Still pretty aggressive when you're losing that much distance, but not terrible. I do think I think if I remember correctly, you bolted twice, is that right?
A-firm.
Yeah, so I know in the second one you were, oh man, your altitude is killing you here. Okay, so
Not
you're
under
not.
control.
Yeah, you're way high starting because you should have been 600 feet here, and
Yep.
then you gain and come down. Okay, no wonder. So you're
I
just.
was
It's
trying to
just.
correct from the last flight, and I wound up coming in way too high on this approach.
Yeah, and you got the up and down ripples. Okay, okay. And I think you were. Yeah, I think you were really low when I saw you long. I called power, and I think you just did a lot of power and you went over. Which again, better that than to crash, right?
Yep.
It looks like each of these times you turned back a little bit, probably waited your mile, turned in. We talked about all of that. You're high, which I thought I saw you were like on the burner for a long time when I saw this.
Yeah.
It was a long. I was looking back and like burner, burner. We're like, that's a lot of burner. It's gonna go high, and I saw a pretty
One
steep.
comment.
What was that?
Sorry. One comment. Am I right? When you bolter, you can keep your wheels down. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So that's another thing. You
okay.
can help yourself. Just keep your wheels down and stay dirty.
Yeah. Okay. I went clean on both my bolters.
It's just less
know,
to do. Just stay dirty.
When we talked about that the other day, I probably forgot to cover that. You don't. You stay dirty. The only time you don't is if you spin, or if you bolter in case 3. Then you go wheels up and half flaps, which is kind of a weird configuration. But yeah, so you get yourself really high. Got to make all these corrections, right? Let's see what your distance was here.
This one was a little bit long. No? Maybe it was the second one I was thinking. Okay.
Yeah. So you were good. You looked a lot better in this turn. I did see you straighten out here, and I didn't know why. I think that's an easy habit because you think you're gonna go short or something, and then you had to over make up for it here.
Yep.
So just continue that turn. Reduce it a little bit if you feel like it, but don't go flat, man. That's never going to work. You're going to always be in trouble because if you do this right, that 28 to 30 degrees is going to get you where you need to be. I saw this. I was like, oh, he's got to turn. And you turned aggressive. I think you sunk. Yeah, you're really low there at 190 because, yeah, you should be like 500 feet here, and then you just plummet out of the sky. And I said power. You got back on. You can see those little ripples there with that. And I think you sunk a little bit at the end. I probably should have called a little bit of power, but I didn't want you to grab too much power because it looked like you were all right. You grabbed a 4-wire. So, look, you'd never done a case 3 to these numbers before, right?
Never, yeah.
Yeah. I would say straight up, you held the numbers in the pattern probably better than I typically have seen for somebody who's new. I feel pretty good with saying that. And that's a really good sign because that's a hard thing to do. Not everyone is good at doing that. And it really just takes a bit of practice to get those numbers down. I know we talked about it the other night for quite a bit of time, but I'm really happy with how you ran the numbers. It was kind of from the initiation of the final turn in where you seemed to struggle the most, right?
Yep, that's where my practice needs to go.
Yeah, you did break altitude on one of your bolters. But you had the other numbers right. So you have a few things to dial in. Again, the form flying was, pretty decent for somebody who's new. The refueling took you a bit of time, but I think once you work through that, you got it on and you're a new challenge with the tanker turning. I think your attitude was awesome, which is great. You never seemed to get like super frustrated. I hope you were still having fun.
Always, yeah.
Yeah. So with that, before I go into anything else, Grendel, did you have any other notes from flying his wing?
No, you had asked me about the commands. It was really easy flying his Dash 3. The one thing is just when you're doing that 45-degree turn, just try to keep Callie's nose on the horizon because it is, it's kind of a habit to when we do a turn, you kind of want to go up, right? And
Yep.
kind of fly wings level with him as he's turning, but you need to stay down and put him on the horizon.
Yep.
Yeah. And just like I said, you were kind of far. You were sliding back, so don't be afraid to give it some power. You know what I mean? It takes some confidence and some time, but when you give it that power, you close in, and you're going to be in that position a little better.
Yeah. I was definitely erring on the caution side, given the, length of flight and the stamina. What am I trying to say? We're just getting tired.
The focus time, yeah, it's a lot. It's asking a lot if you haven't done it before. It is. But overall, I mean, what did you think of the flight?
It was great. I enjoy the formation flying. It seems like, it's such an easy thing, right? Just get close and stay there. But it's this sort of constant, you never really get to turn off because you're always, as a number 2 or number 3, trying to fly. You can't just set the autopilot and, cruise. So it's fun because it's a continuous challenge. I enjoyed that. I thought I was more ready for the tanker, and then realized that we were in a turn, and was like, okay, well, guess we get to learn by doing. I got a little frustrated there just because I was so used to what little refueling I've done. I'm so used to having the stick centered where I can make easier, smaller movements without having to keep left pressure. But I'm glad we got it stuck and I got full. Yeah, I guess I got frustrated with myself because normally in the arrival phase of a flight, I'm usually pretty good at just making sure I'm in front of the airplane, got my instruments set, and my SA is on point, especially in a complicated, busy traffic environment. Making sure you're hearing radio calls and watching in this case, watching your SA page. So I was just so laser focused on formation flying that I consciously made the choice to just throw SA out and hope that flight lead had that covered.
That is my responsibility, and I've joked before that if my flight lead flies in the ground, I might join him because I'm only focused on them, and in flight lead I trust, right? I'm not going to crash into the water. So yeah, that's definitely a it's true. You're in parade. You really don't have a lot, and that's why we don't really fly in it except for admin reasons. Maybe to try to mask some radar stuff, but really we fly that for the admin stuff around the boat, being nice and clear with the time. If we had another 4 ship coming in or 3 ship behind us, we want to be tight, get our timing in, get on the deck, and let them have their chance to get down. But I hope the discussion we had on this the other night, and then getting a chance to practice it and then come do it with us, has been a good kind of incremental step for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk it and then fly it right away. That was very helpful.
Okay. Well, good. I know you're new to VFA 192. I hope, the propaganda we put out and the experience you're having line up a little bit, and that you don't run away screaming and foaming at the mouth.
No, sir.
Yeah. Anything else before we close out?
No. Thanks, Callie. Thanks, Grendel.
Yeah. Well, Grendel, do you have anything else before we close out?
Nope, I'm good.
For those of you watching, this is One Actual, a DCS community that flies several different jets with different squadrons. We thank you for watching. This is one of our admin flights, trying to get one of our new candidates through some of the basic stuff so we can get on to doing close air support with some of our real JTACs, getting into the air intercept control and some of the things we're doing. So thank you for watching, and subscribe and like if you want to see more.